Good afternoon and happy hump day. It's a beautiful day out, but be open to learning about other cultures, people from other countries, other cities, nationalities, ethnicities. Be open to learning about them, right? So story time. Maybe 5, 6 years ago, I was watching the CrossFit Games, and I kept seeing like Sigmund's daughter, Thor's daughter, all these athletes, all these female athletes that had a name and daughter at the end of it. And I was wondering what's that all about? What does that mean? What's the significance of it? Well, today I had a client and I went to their house, and their last name, the wife, her last name was, for anonymity's sake, I'm not gonna say the first part, but it had daughter, Dottir, at the end. So when I got to the house, I asked the husband. I said, "Where are you from, if you don't mind me asking?" He had a little bit of an accent. You could tell that he wasn't originally from the United States. But I asked him, where are you from? And the reason I'm asking is because of your last name and your accent. And he said, "Oh, I'm from Iceland." And I said, "I have a question. What is the significance of the daughter at the end of your last name?" And he said, "Well, my last name does not have daughter at the end of it. My wife's has daughter because she is someone's daughter." And he said, normally it's, you take the first name of the father, and then if it's daughter or son, it will be, that. So he said, for instance, "What's your first name?" And I said, "Brandon." And he said, "Okay, so if you have a daughter, then, in Iceland, your daughter's last name would be Brandon's daughter. And if you have another daughter, then her last name would also be Brandon's daughter. It would be whatever her first name is, and then Brandon's daughter. If you have a son, it would be Brandon's son. But, so interesting thing is, he said, in Iceland, it's normal. This is everyday life. Here in the United States, it makes it a little bit more difficult because they have 4 people in their family, in their immediate family, and all 4 of them have a different last name. So his wife is, her dad's first name and then daughter. His last name is different. It's his father's first name and son. And then his son has his first name and son. And then their daughter has his first name and daughter. So it was cool to learn something that I didn't know about Icelandic culture, and the explanation behind their last names. So hope you learned something new. Everybody have a great day on purpose.